Welcome.
Hey guys, coming at y'all today with an acoustic video, changing it up, I know, and ignore my little plastic right here on my pick guard. That's just me being lazy and leaving the plastic on, keeping it fresh like mini pearl. So I'm gonna talk about three things today, and first one's gonna be bar chords. Gonna cover those, make them maybe a little easier, or at least show you how to play them. I'll show you what I do, so it might help you out. Gonna talk about holding the neck in your hand and your wrist. Where's your wrist at when you're doing these shapes and chords and all this stuff, and why? And lastly, talk about some strumming patterns, and maybe not make it so robotic. Not so. Don't think of it like up, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. People teach you like that. You don't need to learn that way. It's god awful, and you thinking too much. Think of it more like dancing. It's a rhythm thing. It's a feel thing. So Anyways, we're gonna talk about feeling it and not counting and being all stiff and shit. So hang in there, and we're gonna go over it. Here you go. And if you look right here, I'm playing a D chord still. If you look, my thumb is kind of over the back of it. It's on the back of the neck. My palm is never touching. Palm is not touching at all. It's wide open. And yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gripping the thumb right over the neck and all the way around the circle part of it, the circular part of the back part of the neck. There's my D chord. There's my grip. My palm is never touching. See that? That's how you play D chord. Bam. You can get kind of vertical with it if you want to. Nothing wrong with being a little vertical, a little straight up and down. But you're naturally going to kind of hook your thumb a little bit. Let the curvature of your thumb go against the circular part of the back of the neck. And boom. There you go. That's how you hold a D chord, and that's how you play any chord. You move that thumb. Move that thumb. And see, watch when I play a bar chord. When I play that bar chord, my thumb dropped down more. You see how it dropped down? And my wrist moved forward toward the desk or the computer more. It just kind of went out forward like that. See, I went from playing a D chord, and then you swing out to play an F bar chord. Boom! My wrist dropped forward. My thumb stayed back here. It went down more. But it's doing that because I have to brace. I'm pushing into the guitar neck with my fingertips, but I have to have something to push back, and that is my thumb. And you can't do it palming it. If you ever tried palming that shit, you couldn't do it. You're look how tense my damn wrist is right there. It's like tensing up like crazy. So what you do is you drop that wrist forward, drop the wrist forward and out, swing out. That way you get that arc in your fingertips. That arc's important, That way you're not laying flat like this. But you swing that wrist out, drop it down, get that nice arc, put the thumb on the back of the neck, boom, there you go. Okay, so take this little lick right here, 8-7-5. Right? Pretty easy, right? So, do it with putting your thumb over the back of the neck. Makes it a little harder. Just a little bit. If you're already doing it like this, you're about to see why you might want to adjust on some things. So, we're just talking about playing 3 notes. Think about playing 3 notes, combining it with 16 other notes going 90 miles an hour with your thumb over the back of the neck. It gets tougher. Now, the reason why you want to adjust your thumb and bring it off the back of the neck sometimes is so you can play faster and shift positions well. Shifting is a big thing in guitar, going from one pattern to another, and transitions. And the smoother you can do it, the better you sound on guitar. That's what makes a smooth guitar player, right? Like going between notes, holding each note out as long as you can, and making it sing. It's hard to do that when your palm is buried in the back of the neck and you're going. It's hard because you're trying to if you take the guitar neck away and you just do your hand like this in your palm and try to just like scratch your palm with your fingertips, that's tough. If you put something right here, your fingers have an easier time, getting a hold of it and touching it. It's because your fingers aren't having to come in as far. The more your fingers have to come into your palm, the more these tendons and shit or whatever these are working. They're working real hard. So you're working way harder to pull your fingers all the way in, tensing all this up, and then pushing down and working them and everything. Like, you're just doing too much work and you're getting worn out. So if you take your thumb off the back of the neck sometimes when it's applicable or applicable, whatever. If you take your thumb off the back, off the top, and put it around the back side like this, kind of use it for a brace right there, and you drop that wrist forward, take that wrist, bring it out some. What it does is it keeps your fingers from having to come so far in, and you're coming back to that reference of like holding a baseball bat. Like you hold a baseball bat and a hockey stick and a golf club with your fingers, not your palm. It's all about control and not wearing yourself out as much. And you have a lot more movement and freedom. So that's why you bring your thumb down sometimes on some things, and you drop that wrist down, and you never hold it in your palm. And this will help you out a ton when you play bar chords. See how my wrist drops down? Like I can't play an F chord. I cannot play an F chord with it in my palm, because my finger cannot bend all the way around and press flatly down 6 strings. Can't do it. My hand's not big enough. It's not made that way. So you gotta pull your thumb down on the back of the neck, bring the wrist out, and force that thumb on the back for pressure, and then push in with all your other fingers. Like, watch what my thumb and wrist do as I'm playing, okay? I'm just going to play a couple of things and watch my thumb disappear and reappear while I play some shit, okay? Alright, next talk about some bar chords, right? Everybody hates bar chords. Bar chords suck. But how do I get better at them? How do I get better at a bar chord? Well, the best way for me to start out playing bar chords is, of course, find a song you enjoy playing and play them up here. Play bar chords up here. The lower you go, the more difficult it is to play a bar chord. So, why not play a B minor. Play a B minor up here on the 7th fret, 9th fret, 9th fret, and the rest are 7. You ain't even got to use your middle finger. Just you're gonna lay down this pointing finger across all 7 frets, or 6 strings on the 7th fret. Right? And then you're gonna sneak these 2 ring and pinky up there on the 9th fret. Which means you can lay off a little bit right here. You don't have to fret these with your pointing finger. The main thing is hitting that bottom note, and then these, and then you can also use your middle finger to kind of help press down on your pointing finger. Give it a little extra force. And your thumb, look at my thumb. My thumb's on the back of the neck, and it's pushing forward into my index finger. It's pushing forward through the neck. It's like a vice. It's gripping the hell out of that damn thing, right? Anyways, you get the idea. That's all bar chords. Good song to learn how to play for bar chords too. Makes you hold them out for a long time. You're playing a ton of them. And yeah, you get your exercise in. You build up that endurance. So, try that out. But bar chords, though, that's the big thing. Is you got to practice them. I even get tired. I've been playing bar chords for 20 years. After 20 years, if I play bar chords for 5 minutes straight, I still get tired. That wears me out, and I need a break. I need a break. So, you know, if you only get through half a song, you're like, man, I'm worn out. It's all right. You got to build up that endurance, that dexterity, that stamina. So yeah, and you're probably wondering, how do I know how to do that right there? Like, how do I know when the accent? I'm talking about that here in a sec. But yeah, those bar chords take some practice. And then you get down here and you play in the F and stuff, and then you play like F sharp suspended fourth, and those get even tougher. You do the F sharp suspended fourth, and it's a. That's a hell of a chord. That's a tough one too. It's a very pretty chord though. See, those are all bar chords. Okay, so talking about strumming patterns and rhythm and stuff, this is difficult to teach. This is very difficult to teach. For me, and it was very difficult for me to learn. When I was taught how to strum, it was don't think about up down. Instead, listen to the music, feel it, and then strum off that. And when somebody throws that at you like that, especially when you're a 12-year-old kid, it's, what the hell? How do I know? And you just feel like a baby deer trying to walk because you're over here playing a G chord, but you're going like this. And you're thinking, how do I know when to go up and down? And like, is it like a windshield wiper on a car? You know, like, am I doing this, or am I doing, like, you're taking your wrist and kind of swishing it? Or am I doing my wrist like this? Or like this, windshield wiper. Or like this. Well, it's kind of obvious by watching me play right then which one's the best one. It's this one. Not this one. And not this one. I mean, this one works okay sometimes, but you want to get really wristy with it, and your wrist your wrist and your arm doesn't go up and down. Your wrist comes in and out from the guitar. It's this way. It's a swish. It's like turning a doorknob almost. Right? Okay, so let's go back to that part about being a robotic strummer and stuff, and like, you know, when I play this song on this chord, is he going down, down, up, or up, down, down, up, down? No, don't think of it like that. That's the worst thing to do. Nobody can comprehend that. If you played a song and literally thought that the whole time, you couldn't do it. It's too much of an overload. Don't think of down, up. Think of it as rhythms, okay? Think of it as a feel. To simplify it even further, you can only go down and up, right? You can only strum down and can only strum up. So there's nothing extra. So, with that being said, you kind of want to listen to the song. You can choose. It's up to you. Whatever your ear listens to naturally. You can listen to the drum beat. You can listen to the bass line. You can listen to the guitar, the mandolin, etc. They keep rhythm differently. So like the bass is going to keep you groove, right? The bass is usually the one that's going to make you kind of sway and give you that little in your dance, right? The bass kind of does that, or either the drums might as well, depending on which beat it's on, right? The mandolin can do it too, but the mandolin and the guitar are more like tempo. So you go like you can't to that as good as you can a bass or drums. So the mandolin in a song or a guitar in a song is very chicka chicka janky janky. So it's kind of like a hi-hat on the drums, right? It kind of helps you keep the tempo more than anything. Just to give you an example, I've got a Dixie Chick song right here pulled up, and it's got a mandolin in it and a guitar and stuff like that. And if you listen well, you can hear the chicka chicka noises, and there's only so many ways to play that. There's only so many ways. So if you listen to it, hear the bass. So how would we play this? We're hearing a. We know we hear that part, right? We hear the doom. Right, we're hearing that doom, dang, doom, dang, doom, dang. Kind of makes you want to go like that, right? Well, it may be doing that. It may be doing. And how am I doing that? I'm just hitting the bass note of the chord, which is the G in the G chord, and I'm just strumming the rest. And I'm not strumming. I'm not individually picking. I'm not going. I'm strumming it, I'm hitting them all at once. It's a swift motion. Right? So that's what they're doing. So either they're doing this, but let's listen again. They might be doing something more. Maybe the guitar is just doing that. Right? Let's listen. What's the mandolin doing? I feel like it's doing a chicka. There's a chicka. There's a bass note chicka in there. It's like a like maybe it's both of them playing two different things and it's coming together to sound like that. But so what I'm doing is I'm hitting the bass note. Boom, Jenga. So I'm just going down and coming up real quick, and look at my wrist. I'm not doing this with my whole arm. I'm not going. I'm going. It's a doom Jenga. So you want to Jenga real quick with your wrist. Get wristy with it. And you ask, how do you do the individual note picking in between strumming? Well, that takes a little bit of time, takes practice, because you have to control your wrist. You have to stop strumming and then stop, control. Look for that. Doom, janga, doom, janga, doom, janga, doom, janga, doom, janga, doom, janga, doom, janga. It's just a. And if you can't play it up to speed, always play it slow. That's rule number one on guitar. If you can't play it fast or up to tempo, play it 10 times slower. If you can play it slow, you can play it fast. You just have to play it enough times to where you get the repetition in and the muscle memory and the feel kicks in. So how do I hit that every time? How am I hitting that string and then, but my wrist is doing all this shit, like it's everywhere. How is it so accurate? It's muscle memory. I do it. Now, it might change if I pick up a different guitar that has different string spacing. Like if the strings are further apart, it would be harder and I would be less accurate. But I've played on this one so much. I know where to go, right? So it's muscle memory. But keep working at it. But those are important things to think about, is rhythm and feel, and listen to the other instruments, and that's going to give you that feel. You know, you know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta. It's like dancing almost, which I can't dance, but I do have feel and I got rhythm. I just can't move my damn feet. Think about that stuff. Try to apply it, and I hope this helps. If you got any questions, you know, shoot me a comment, send me a message, whatever. You know how to get in touch with me. You know, leave me some feedback or whatever. But if you got any questions, don't hesitate. I love talking about this stuff all the time. So hit me up. See y'all. So if you listen to it, hear the bass. Right, we're in that. Kind of makes you want to go like that, right? That's. Well,
Daniel, real quick with your wrist. Get wrist to it. Yeah, how do you do the individual note picking in between strumming? Well, that takes a little bit of time, takes practice, because you have to
control your wrist. You have to stop strumming and then stop, control.